Ever feel like insurance is just one big confusing mess? Like you're wading through paperwork and jargon and you're not even sure what you're really getting?
Yeah, it can definitely feel that way, like a necessary evil, but not something anyone's really excited about.
Exactly. And that's why we're diving into Protect and Provide by Dean Mannix today. He has a really refreshing take on insurance and how to actually make it work for you, not just for the insurance company.
He really flips the script. It's not about selling you something you don't need. It's about understanding the why behind the policy, the real-life risks people face.
And he starts with a really powerful personal story. Imagine being young and suddenly losing a parent. It's every kid's worst nightmare again.
It is. It's heartbreaking, and it's something Mannix experienced firsthand.
Yeah, and he saw how inadequate insurance, like not having enough coverage or the right kind of coverage, how that turned an already devastating situation into a financial nightmare for his family.
And that's something a lot of people don't think about, those ripple effects.
Yeah.
It's not just about the emotional loss, but the financial burden that gets left behind.
Absolutely. And that's what Mannix really wants us to understand, the human side of insurance. It's not just about numbers on a page. Yeah. It's about people facing real-life consequences.
And a huge part of that is understanding risk. Most people, they think, oh, it won't happen to me, or they just assume they're covered. But are they thinking about the right kind of risks?
Right. The what-ifs that keep you up at night, those unexpected curveballs life can throw at you. So it's not just about having insurance. It's about having the right insurance for your specific needs and your specific life. And I love that Mannix has this great phrase for it, the protect and provide mindset.
Yeah, it's brilliant. He's basically saying, what if we stopped thinking of insurance as this chore, this grudge purchase, and started thinking of it as a way to protect the people we love?
It's a total shift in perspective, right? You're not just buying a piece of paper. You're making a promise to your loved ones that no matter what happens, they'll be okay.
You're gaining peace of mind, and that's invaluable.
Okay, I love that. But how do we actually make sure we're doing that? How do we go from feeling lost and confused to feeling confident that we've got the right protection in place?
That's where Mannix's front page test comes in. He asks, would you be proud of how you bought this policy if it made headlines?
Oh, wow. That's a powerful question.
Right. It really makes you think about your motivations. Are you making decisions based on what truly serves your needs, or just because someone gave you a good sales pitch?
It's about integrity, both for the person selling the insurance and the person buying it.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about making sure our loved ones are taken care of, but what does that actually look like, in practical terms? Like, how do we figure out what we need, what we might be missing?
Well, that's where Mannix gets really specific, and it's eye-opening. He goes beyond the obvious, right? Like, yeah, we all know about funeral costs, but he points out all those hidden expenses that most people completely forget about.
Like what? Give me an example. What kind of things are we talking about here?
Think about things like car loans. Do those just disappear when someone passes away? Nope. Credit card debt. Even those monthly payments for furniture, those don't magically vanish just because someone's gone.
Oh, wow. You're right. It's easy to overlook those things when you're thinking about the big picture, but those costs can really add up. I mean, that's a huge burden to leave your family with.
Exactly. And it's not even just about the numbers. It's about the emotional weight of all those burdens. Imagine losing a loved one and then suddenly having to make all these difficult decisions on top of it, like downsizing your home, maybe having to uproot your family, move somewhere else, or even giving up on those dreams that you shared, like that family trip you were saving up for.
Yeah, it's about the ripple effect, right? Like how one event, already tragic in itself, can have all these other consequences that we don't always anticipate.
Right.
And, speaking of things we don't anticipate, Mannix tells this story about a business owner who hadn't planned for what would happen to his company shares if he passed away.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. It's a tough situation.
And suddenly his wife, who had no involvement in the business, is thrown into this position of running a company she knows nothing about, maybe even having to deal with business partners she doesn't particularly like. Talk about a curveball.
It's a classic example of something people just don't anticipate, and it highlights why having someone who can guide you through these scenarios, someone looking out for your best interests, is so crucial. It's not about fear-mongering. It's about having those tough conversations, asking the right questions, helping you uncover potential risks that you might not have even considered.
Because sometimes the cheapest option isn't the best in the long run, right? And I know Mannix feels strongly about that when it comes to insurance. He's totally against selling on price.
Right, because what happens is that focus solely on price It undermines the true value of the product and the relationship. It turns insurance into this race to the bottom instead of like a solution to a genuine need.
So instead of leading with price, he introduces this really interesting framework called PAV.
Yeah, PAV stands for problem, acknowledgement, value, and expectation. And it's like a roadmap for how to build trust with the client.
I like that. So it's about understanding the client's problem, acknowledging their concerns, demonstrating the value of what you're offering, and then setting clear expectations.
Exactly. It's about putting their needs first, asking the right questions, and helping them discover the true value of what you're offering, but on their own terms.
So we're talking about building trust, understanding value over just price, but there's another piece to this whole protect and provide thing that really struck me as kind of unexpected.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's so simple, but Mannix talks a lot about the importance of listening.
Ah, I should have known you were going to go there. Yeah, he's big on that.
It sounds so basic, right? Like, of course you listen to your clients, but think about how often salespeople are really listening versus just, like, waiting for their turn to talk. I know, I've been guilty of that.
Oh, for sure. It's easy to get caught up in, like, wanting to present the perfect solution that you kind of forget to just slow down and actually hear what the other person is saying.
It's true, but in this whole customer-centric approach, listening is everything. It shows you're genuinely trying to understand their needs, their concerns, what's keeping them up at night.
It's like you're saying, hey, I see you, I hear you. And what you're going through, like, it matters to me. It creates a connection that goes way beyond just a sales pitch.
Way beyond. It builds trust, like this person is actually here to help me, not just to make a commission.
Exactly. And it goes deeper than just the words they're saying, It's about picking up on their tone, their body language, the things that they might not even be saying out loud.
It's like reading between the lines, right? You're not just gathering information, you're building a relationship. And that's where that protect and provide mindset really shines through. It becomes more than just a transaction.
100%. It's not about pushing products. It's about providing solutions tailored to that person's unique situation. It's about being a trusted advisor, someone who has their best interests at heart.
So as we wrap up here, what does all of this mean for our listeners? What's the takeaway, the thing we really want them to walk away with today?
Here's a little challenge for everyone listening. Next time you're talking to any salesperson, and I don't just mean insurance, pay attention to how they treat you. Are they really listening to your needs? Or are they just trying to make a sale and move on to the next one?
Are they asking insightful questions that help you figure out what you need? Or are they just, like, running through a script, checking boxes?
Exactly. Are they protect and provide focused? Or are they just in it for themselves? It's something to think about.
It really is. And maybe, just maybe, thinking about this will inspire you to take a fresh look at your own insurance needs with this new perspective in mind.
Because at the end of the day, it's about feeling confident and secure, knowing that you and the people you love are protected, no matter what life throws your way.
Well said. That's a wrap on Protect and Provide. Hopefully you're walking away not just informed about insurance, but empowered to make choices that truly serve you. Until next time, keep diving deeper